Hello.
Oh,
Hi. Good afternoon.
good afternoon, sir.
I think I just sat in some kind of fluid.
The
Is that
weather's
intentional?
The weather's been pretty problematic recently,
It
so I wouldn't doubt it.
does seem like that. You guys have a leak? This is
Possibly.
oh my goodness. I don't even think that's water. Oh,
I don't know.
do you need that? Is this?
Bartholomew.
Yeah, it's.
It's okay. Would you like some spider web to clean your ass?
Yeah, absolutely. Paper towels would work too if we have that, but it's a lot of web.
Budget's pretty tight.
That's not staying there.
There you go.
There we go.
These things happen.
I guess so. Apparently.
In the void they do.
Oh, that's right. I thought this. I'm unfamiliar with the way you guys operate, so this is all very new to me.
So, how did your Newsies audition go?
Oh, I see what you're getting at. It's a little jab, but you know, I've had this hat for generations. It's been in my family for a while.
Since the Newsies was, written, since it was incepted.
Since the Great Depression, actually. It's a lot of people died. I don't know if you know about that. It was the Dust Bowl.
I've read The Grapes of Wrath.
Yes. Steinbeck?
Yes.
Steinbeck. Big fan of Steinbeck.
Yeah.
So, when do we go on the air?
What's the question? Can you reword that? When we go on the air?
When do we go on the air? Is that what you...
No, I asked you to reword the question, and you said the same question.
Where is everyone?
Where is everyone?
Yes.
They're in master control.
Oh,
That is where everyone is.
okay. Master control.
Yeah.
I asked it delicately because I didn't want to break any fourth wall type situation going on here. And so this is spooky.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is I guess a Halloween episode, right?
More or less.
That makes sense because you know my film is a.
Your film.
Yes.
This is a good segue.
Is it?
time. Yes, because it's time to actually start the interview.
Yes. Okay.
I hope you've enjoyed our pregame conversation currently.
It's been fun.
Good evening. Welcome to the interview room. I'm your interviewee. No,
No, you're not.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I wish I was. I'm the interviewer, Kaylie, with our interviewee, Mr. Parker Layman.
Thank you. Thank you
That's
very
all.
much. It's
Very
an
wonderful.
honor. It's an honor to be featured on your show.
That's great. Before we start, I want to try something new because we only really mentioned your name once at the beginning of the show.
Yes.
The segment. And so I want to make sure that the audience can recognize throughout the interview and remember who you are. So I thought that name tags would be a very good solution to that problem.
Sure.
So, how do you spell Layman?
Layman. A lot of people spell it with an LEH, but I hate those people.
Me too. Please come here so I may place it upon you.
Left or right breast?
Put it on the right breast.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh, that's not even close. Great. I just feel like I'm back at middle school.
Excellent.
I've been called lame man before.
That's good. I'm
Never
glad
heard
that you
that.
feel that way.
I've heard you know people say that I lay down with men like as a gay thing, but you know I think this is actually pretty insulting now that all things considered.
Do you find being gay insulting?
No, not that. I'm looking at this and you spelled it with a D. Parked lame man. There wasn't even an effort.
It's parked.
Oh. Sorry, are you sure we're recording?
Yes,
Okay. So
we're always recording.
what is this, like a podcast? It's all free form, or is there any? I understand.
I
you
think
guys,
I'll ask the questions here.
Okay. Well, I understand you guys watched my film.
We did. We're actually getting into that
Okay.
currently.
Yes.
So if you would stop talking and let me ask you questions, we could do that. So I want to start out with some softballs here. Excuse me, could you make eye contact with me? Thank you.
Yeah.
I want to start a little easy to get into things. So my first question is why?
In general, huh? Mm-hmm. Well, who can say why? You know, art is a reflection of the soul.
Why did you do this?
Well,
What made you think this was okay?
as an artist, you have to feel that you can push the boundaries, you know, and I love all of my babies equally, even if they're rough around the edges, you know, and I understand this one is, but that doesn't change the fact that it is my art.
All right, let's talk about what you decided to name your baby.
Yes, that's right.
Insane in the Membrane, not to be confused, although it commonly is, with the actual title of what it's referencing, which is the 1993 single by American hip-hop group Cypress Hill.
That's funny that you mentioned
Insane
that
in the
because
Brain.
it was actually inspired by that song by Cypress Hill.
That is why I said in the
Yes.
build-up to that question.
You hit the nail on the head is what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Thank you for mansplaining my own question back to me.
I should close my...
I appreciate it. So there's a scene near the beginning of the film where your character is sitting alone in the dark and he's playing Halo.
Yes.
So what I would like to ask, so the scene where the character is sitting, you are sitting playing Halo.
Yes.
The scene where your mother comes in to deliver you a fresh plate of Tostitos pizza rolls and then you yell at her for messing up your game. Was that scene cut? Because I know it happened. Because it had to happen.
It did happen later, but it was more of a veggie platter type situation. I believe that my mother's presence in this film is more felt than seen. You know, she's more of an archetypal background to the events.
Archetypal?
Archetypal.
Archetypal.
Yeah. Is it really archetypal?
Yes.
Can we get a fact check on that?
We don't need a fact check. I'm correct.
Okay. Well, yeah. Okay.
All right. Let's keep it moving.
Even without the water, I'm very uncomfortable.
That's to be expected. All right. Great interview so far. Loving the response. So let's talk about, there's a lot of your film that's shot in the dark.
Yes.
So what is it about yourself that you hate so much that you need to keep it concealed? Is it because you look like a thumb?
Yes, yes. I was
Just a
quite
little bit?
thumb-like, you know, back then. But really, I wanted to shoot in total darkness because I wanted it to feel raw. You know, no studio lighting, anything. It's all lit with, you know, the lights in the house and a couple candles.
Are you sure it's not because you're self-conscious about how big your arms are?
Why would I be subconscious about having big arms? Isn't that a good thing?
It depends why they're big.
I'm not sure what that means. But yeah, I was quite a portly kid back then.
Are you self-conscious about your deep-set sunken goblin eyes? Is that why you're wearing sunglasses?
Oh, well, I actually decided to wear sunglasses because I thought it would, you know, give me some sort of, I don't know, there's the mystique of an artist.
Je ne sais quoi.
Okay. Fine. I'll take them off.
There you
I'll take
go.
off this dumb hat too because
There you go.
it's just starting to itch me.
That's good.
Okay, yeah.
You sure it's not lice?
Actually this time, yeah. Last week was rough for me.
I didn't want to know that. So, do you know what a documentary is?
A documentary is a film that reflects reality. Like Steven Spielberg's Lincoln would be a good example. It is
No.
truth but not facts.
No. That's not correct.
Can we get
A documentary is facts. A
Fine.
documentary is real. Real footage of real things happening is a documentary.
Not always.
Yes, always. Most ways.
Hmm.
The vast majority of the time.
You know, I think I should say this now. I appreciate the whole thing, but I don't like being made fun of. It doesn't make me feel good. I know I'm not perfect.
Can you spell schizophrenia? Can we get a whiteboard, please? Or a paper and a pen would be really nice.
Is there a T in it?
We'll find out. How you feeling? How you feeling right now?
Huh?
How you feeling?
Not great.
How are you? Great.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
good.
Okay.
That's so good.
This feels very adversarial, and I just wanted to come talk about, you know, this
Your
movie
portrayal of
means a lot.
schizophrenia is adversarial.
Well, I disagree. A lot of people, you know, a lot of people suffer from serious mental illness, and I tried to reflect that as respectfully as possible with, you know, the character of Slender Man, particularly. I thought it fit the whole.
It gave you the spooky factor of mental illness?
Certainly.
Thank you very much.
I can't think of anything more spooky.
All right, here you go.
Right.
Well, you take this, and I need you
I
to,
don't have anything to write on.
there you go. I need you to spell, wait, I need to start a time. You were timed.
How much time?
I don't know yet. Flip it over. I'll tell you when it starts, and then I'll tell you when it stops. But I won't tell you how much time you have. Start. Stop.
I think I got it.
Please read.
Well, it says schizophrenia.
Please phonetically read.
It's Renia.
Can we put that? Can we point that right at the middle camera right there? Just get it right there, so everyone can see.
Yeah, like I said, there might not be a T.
I'm gonna call our representatives right now.
Oh,
You
great.
can hold on for a second. Just press 2.
I don't think that's plugged in.
Thank you. Yes, I would like to speak to an associate. Thank you. No, you can put me on hold.
Does that look hurt to you?
I'm sorry, I'm on the phone with the representatives.
Do you get paid enough?
Please don't ask my assistant any questions.
Oof. Must not.
She doesn't have the time.
Yeah.
She has more important things to be doing. Thank you, Kate. Yeah. So did you see it? Yeah. Put a T. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they don't like it.
Okay.
It is incorrect.
I thought it was like Schlitz, you know.
No.
No? Mm-mm. Okay.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay. Okay, I'll let him know. Please don't touch York. Please set him down.
Who?
Please set him down. I'll have to call you back.
Who's that?
Our representatives. Yeah, so they said you've been docked 30 points
Oh,
for the misspelling.
right.
So,
Same. I didn't know
you.
it was a competition.
you never know till you win or you lose. Let's keep it moving.
Yeah.
So, I understand that you decided to focus on schizophrenia for this project. So in your future endeavors, I wanted to ask, what's the next mental illness that you will uneducatedly exploit or disorder? I suggest Down syndrome.
That's in poor taste. I've already been doing with autism for a while now. So.
Depression.
Well, that's in the mix.
Multiple sclerosis.
I don't know what that is. Is it better than just having one? Isn't that the back thing where your
Yeah, I'd like to
messed
speak
up?
to an associate again, please.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, he doesn't know what multiple sclerosis is.
No, no.
Okay. Okay, yeah. No, it's fine, yeah. Okay, love you too. Bye. It's another 20 points.
Okay, maybe we should just have a medical dictionary, like, sitting around or something. Because I wasn't expecting these types of questions.
Do we ever?
More cryptic bullshit.
Okay.
There are people watching.
There are people always watching. Listen, if I could just ask the questions here. If I could just ask the questions here, sir. We asked you here. We invited you as a guest.
Yeah. I understand. It's just, it's hard for me. It's hard for me to be respectful. You know, I haven't seen what you guys have done, you know, to my film, but I understand you guys are a little bit harsh. You know, you guys like to, haha, look at that. But you know what? It's not going to get to me. I just want you to know that.
Okay.
I respect what you do and everything, but you're nothing but a bunch of bottom-feeding hyenas. Is there anything written on that? Are there actual questions or?
That's not your place to ask.
No, it isn't, but...
It is not. Do I need to call my representative again?
Sure, we can take another 30 seconds and I can look around like this.
I do have a final question
Okay.
for you.
The last one?
We'll see.
Okay.
Do you think you're funny?
That's a great question.
Please answer the question. Do you think you're funny?
Is there a right answer to that?
You want to know
Without-
an answer.
Look, I'm perfectly fine coming across as a dick, you know, but I feel like I'm kind of put in a spot here.
Just answer the question, please.
Sure.
Do you think you're funny?
Sure. My sure was a response to the question.
I can tell.
Yeah. All right.
Why do you think you're funny? Were you the class clown in your high school?
No, I actually got punched in the face a couple times. I was that kid. Yeah.
Do other people think you're funny? I can tell you the answer. The answer is no.
Okay.
And schizophrenia also isn't funny. Or spoopy.
I don't think there's anything funny about schizophrenia. I wasn't the one, you know, laughing at a documentary about it.
We weren't laughing at the documentary about it. We were laughing at the fact that you called it a documentary, more so.
Okay.
Because it's not.
Right.
And it showed a very blatant misunderstanding of a very
But
basic concept in film.
Understood, but it is still based on real life. A lot of the things in there.
Titanic is based on real life.
Sure, people
Jack
love
and
it.
Rose are not real people. No one's walking around saying Titanic is a documentary.
No.
The
no.
Revenant is not a documentary.
But I mean, the character of Colin is based on me. A lot of the real things that I went
Do you
through.
think you have schizophrenia?
Well, no. But I saw myself as a conduit, as a voice to those who are suffering from this disease.
So you saw yourself as an apt voice for schizophrenia without being someone that actually struggled with schizophrenia?
Well, yes. And I was more of a vessel, I would say.
Are you insinuating that schizophrenia is a specter?
I'm saying that I had a message to get out and I was possessed by something, be it a specter or a slender man or whatever, to, you know, try and do some good in the world.
What good do you think you did with this thing?
I think you know, if there's anyone who might be suffering from it, or maybe people who can identify with the character, then maybe they, you know, maybe they could find some happiness in it.
Or they can watch it if they're feeling really, really down.
Mm-hmm.
And then watching it can be that final, you know, that.
Are you saying that my film could actually push somebody into schizophrenia? Right. I thought we weren't supposed to touch.
I can touch Yorick.
Yorick?
Yorick.
How do you spell that?
Y-O-R-I-C-K. Yorick.
Hmm.
Please do not touch Yorick. Please let go of him.
You're just mad because I care about him.
I care about him. We know what our relationship is. He doesn't know you well at all.
All right.
All right.
Jesus.
All right, Mr. Layman.
Huh?
Mr. Layman?
I heard that, but we're done? You went like, all right, like we're...
Would you like to be done?
Not really. I mean, I would like it to begin.
It has begun.
Okay.
It's been going.
Well, that's, all right. It's out of my hands.
Is there any last things that you'd like to talk about, like to speak about, like to say? Like to say about future projects that you're working on? Any abominations you'd like the world to be privy to?
Yes. I'm sorry for everything that I have produced and will produce in the future.
Thank you.
I was trying to interview my uncle, who actually does suffer from schizophrenia, but
Why did you not?
because he was offended. I'm not sure why. He didn't tell me, but
I'm not sure why.
yeah. When I asked him, he yelled at me quite a bit.
Was it similar to right now? Was it
I
similar to earlier in this interview?
do feel like I'm being berated, but at a much lower volume.
That's my style. That's what I like to do.
Good.
In the post-credit scene, not a post-credit scene, in the credits, please do not touch her. She's very fragile.
Right, it's a she.
Were you assuming that it's a he?
Yes, I was actually.
Why were you doing that?
Because it's a Grim Reaper.
It's a skeleton. It doesn't have genitals.
Yeah.
Parker.
That's true. But okay, maybe I
Back
view
to the question.
all skeletons as male. I don't know if that makes me.
All skeletons is male.
I think you can usually tell by the hip bone.
All right. So in your credits, one of the acknowledgments that you give is a thank you to whoever owns that abandoned house.
Yeah.
Let's speak about that. Let's talk a little bit about that. What the fuck?
Yeah. There was an abandoned house that I think some old people lived in, and it got mostly gutted. And me and a couple of my friends went under the cover of night to shoot there. And yeah, we don't know whose house that is. We didn't have any permits or anything. We just kind of shot there.
How much was all of the film shot in the house? Was all the film shot in the house?
No.
What parts were not shot in the house?
Everything except for towards the end. There's during the dream sequence. There's a part where I wake up on a concrete floor. Everything around then, and the character's encounter with his shadow self was all done in the abandoned home.
All right. We've covered that. That's very good to know. We tried to get in touch with the people who had owned the house previously to get their input. They declined to come in, you know,
Yeah.
for very obvious reasons, partly from being very geriatric.
Well, yeah, they died. They actually died on the same night, like next to each other. It was quite romantic, I guess. But,
Like The Notebook?
well, except they were 80. But yeah.
They were also 80 in The Notebook.
They were? I haven't seen the whole movie.
Okay, that explains it. Anyway, you're incorrect because they are alive and they are upset.
Really? Mm-hmm. Mr. and Mrs. Peterson?
Yes.
How? Where?
I can't tell you how. I can't tell you where. It is a phone call interview. They didn't want to come in, but they did say that they are taking legal action.
Oh, well,
So you can sort that out, however, which way you would like to.
Well, you know, I used to mow lawns for Mrs. Peterson, and I could probably do that for a couple more months to pay them back, I guess. But we didn't cause any damage to the place. We just, you know, went there.
You caused emotional disrepair.
Well, that's debatable, I think. I don't think emotional disrepair is enough for a court case or money
is.
or settlement.
It has worked.
Is it?
Yes.
Well, it certainly,
Fully so.
it certainly worked, but I think that's what the lady who spilled McDonald's coffee on her lap said when she sued him for $1 million. You can't tell me that's right.
I mean, if it works, then in the eyes of the law, it is right.
That's true.
It would not work otherwise.
O.J. Simpson was found not guilty by a jury of jurors.
Okay, let us move on.
Just saying.
All right. So at the point where it's when you become two, when
Yeah.
when your personality is split in betwixt,
Yes.
in twain,
Yes.
why did you put your sunglasses on?
Because this was related to the visual style of the film. and I
Please
thought-
take them off.
Okay.
I am uncomfortable.
Right.
Thank you. Can you go into that a little bit more? Because it seemed like, at this point, I was a little bit confused. I was like, am I watching a documentary about schizophrenia, or am I watching a documentary about multiple personality disorder? Mm-hmm. Because those are two very different things.
Are they, though?
Yes.
I think one could be a symptom of the other, right?
No.
Well, it's more about the emotional journey than it is the... like I said, there's truth and facts. And they're not, you know, they're not always mutually exclusive.
Please define the difference between truth and facts.
The truth would be that I can't. And it's a fact that I don't have the ability to define that.
I reject those definitions.
Both of
Please
them?
give me new ones.
I don't-
Yes,
are we-
because they do not make sense.
This is kind of like a, you know, philosophical question that I'm not equipped to
It's not a
answer.
philosophical question. It's what in your mind is the difference between a truth and a fact? Because to most people, those are the same fucking thing.
Yeah, maybe.
What is your definition between a truth and a fact?
Well, it may be true that Taco Bell will cause you to shit your pants, but it's not true that I shat my pants today, because I did eat Taco Bell today.
But then what's a fact?
So, well,
And how is it different than a truth?
they're-
You've been caught in your web of lies.
I think they're telling you to get off this topic. Because, okay, fair enough. Web of lies.
Sir, that spider web is very expensive.
Is it?
Yes.
Just looks like cotton. You probably got this at the spirit store.
Please don't touch it.
Okay.
I don't touch your things.
All right.
I haven't touched your stupid hat.
Well, you can. You want it?
No.
Yeah.
Because I respect you.
Well, it's not really from the Great Depression. I just bought it at Marshall's.
I knew that. I'm not fucking stupid.
All right. All right. Are we fighting?
Are we fighting?
Should we start over?
No!
This isn't going well.
You're not going well.
Well, that's what I meant.
Your face isn't going well.
All right, I need to get juvenile.
You know what's juvenile?
What?
Making a mockumentary about schizophrenia.
Yeah, I was 16.
Yeah. A little too old to be doing shit like that.
Okay, all right.
All right, here we go. That's fine. We've been mentioning Slender Man off and on a little bit.
We have.
But I haven't asked any specific questions about that. So what's
Right.
going on with that? How does the hallucination of Slender Man play into the film as a whole and the character Colin and his journey
Yes.
throughout the film? Can you explain that a little bit more?
Well, I thought that the character would be perfect because it's an embodiment of, the fear of the unknown. It's a very startling image, so I thought that it cut right to the root of, what mental illness is and its role in creating immense fear in those who suffer from it.
What is the root of mental illness to you? Can you elaborate on that a little bit further?
I think it's Drake. I could be wrong about that.
Drake the...
It's just a hypothesis. Oh boy. I get it. Pop cultural reference. I'm losing points.
Yeah. Yeah, they want a different answer than Drake.
Okay. Trauma.
What trauma?
Any kind, physical,
So any kind of
mental,
Any kind of
trauma.
Is that okay? Any kind of trauma? Is that a suitable answer?
Trauma usually
Is that a suitable
causes
answer?
it. Maybe genetic
Is that a suitable answer?
predisposition
Any kind of trauma?
to it.
Dispositions? Okay. Okay, I'll let them know. They said it's okay, I guess.
Great. Whew. Did I
There you
lose
go.
points?
No.
Oh.
Pretty stagnant.
Mm.
There you go. All right. Let's try and bring this home. My pen's not working anymore, so I'm going to set her there. That's rude.
Didn't seem like it fit with the rest of the...
You didn't need to throw it there.
I know, but it's just a thing of Scotch tape, and with all these spooky decorations, I didn't think it was...
You would think that if I wasn't comfortable with you touching anything that was here, that it was there for a reason, and that would also include the Scotch tape that was there.
Yeah, probably, but...
Yeah, but then you deliberately took it and then chucked it.
Yeah. I tend to fidget, when I'm having not a good time.
Because that's a fidget.
Yeah.
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 Usually I'd be, if I was a little more nervous, I'd be curling this around my finger like a lock of hair or something. I used to have long hair and I used to do that.
Can you bring your hand closer here while you're doing that?
All right. I do like this whole thing though. There's a little pumpkin down here.
Thank you.
Can they see that?
Yes, they can.
Okay.
It cost all of our money.
Really? Mm-hmm. Damn.
All right, let's go. So, I know that I'm being a little bit difficult to work with for this interview,
Yeah.
but that's just because there's a lot to unpack.
Sure.
With this concept and with what you're doing.
Absolutely.
And I really, I think a lot of it comes down to the title being Insane in the Brain.
Membrane.
Insane in the Membrane. There, see, there I go. 1993, Cypress Hill, getting them confused.
Membrane.
Look at me go. Insane in the Membrane. I think most of the problem comes from the title, and
Yes.
it feels very tonally wrong.
Yes. Yes, it does.
To put with just all of the things of the fact that it's labeled a documentary but does not follow any of the conventions of an actual documentary.
Yes.
And is therefore not a documentary because of that, by definition. As well as the fact of the sort of exploitation of schizophrenia as something that is scary and spooky, but also not really divulging any actual information on people who suffer from the disease.
It's very scary.
As well as the very darkly comical title of the film. Just kind of creates this whole nebula of bad.
Sure. Sure. I wanted to instill uncomfortable feelings in the audience with this film. And it's funny that you mentioned the title, because I wanted it to be incongruous with the rest of the product, because when you're living a life with something like this, with something like some kind of mental illness, nothing really makes sense. Everything's contradictory, So I thought it fit rather well with the subject matter and the tone of the whole piece. And I wouldn't call that genius, but some people would.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So you're sure it's not because you were 16 and you didn't know what you were doing?
Well, again, it's rough around the edges, but I believe that all of my art is a reflection of me and my soul at any given moment that it was made, and I value it and cherish it as a reflection of my being.
Well, if that's true, then God help us all. Would you like to elaborate on the other projects that you're working on? The fragmentation of yourself that's been going on?
Well, yes.
What are you doing currently? What's going on?
Well, some would call me a Renaissance man.
Not many.
Some would.
Very few.
I've met a few.
One.
I do music, radio, comedy, acting. It's and I try to pour all of myself into all of those things. I'm venturing into fashion design, actually.
Okay.
Yes. Design this look.
I can see the ambition.
Exactly.
There you go.
Yes.
Any specific projects or events in the coming weeks or months currently in development that you would like to give specific attention to?
Yes, this is the plug part. I'm doing.
Yes, this has been the plug part, you dummy.
Oh, okay. I didn't. Well,
Look into that camera. Tell them what's going on. Look into that camera. Look into that camera.
Which
Never mind.
one?
This one. Yeah, that one. This one. Right here. There you go.
I'm working
This
on a
one.
web series.
What's it called?
It's called The Cleaners.
That sounds bad.
It's not. That's all I.
How so?
Well,
explain. Synopsis?
It's about a janitor guy, who cleans up after mob killings and political assassinations. And he gets a spry young intern. The older guy's name is Lonnie, and the intern's name is Chip, and they go on, adventures.
So it's Viscera cleanup detail.
Yes.
But a web series.
But a web series.
Original.
It is.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Great. Anything else you'd like to talk about besides the Cleaners?
No, not really. I'm not proud of really anything else.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
Thank you for being here.
Didn't have to twist the dagger there. No problem. I guess I appreciate it.
Get out.
Really? Thanks for the opportunity. Okay.
Get out of here. Don't look my assistant in the eyes.
Okay. O.J. Simpson was found not guilty.